music চলছে।
So good morning, good evening, and good day to you all who have joined this webinar. And this salutation is depending upon from where you are joining this webinar. This is Prashant Nevaskar here. I am an alumnus of 1973 batch of Chemical Engineering Department of IIT Bombay. I have worked in India, Kuwait, and Singapore, and I now live in Dallas. Wheels Global Foundation and Pan IIT welcome the audience to the webinar titled Sustainable Infrastructure as the Foundation for Economic Development. You would be listening to the Honourable Minister for Road Transport and Highways for the Government of India, Shri Nitin Gadkari. Many of us remember a question that used to be asked in those days, why India does not receive enough foreign direct investment, or why we don't have enough projects. And one of the key answers used to be that India lacks infrastructure. Situation started changing in early 90s and it speeded up thereafter. In the last 9 or 10 years, India has made great strides in physical infrastructure such as roads, highways, railways, waterways, airports, etc., as well as in digital infrastructure with the support of both the government as well as the private sector. India has added a huge network of roads, highways during the past 9 years. India has also worked on many allied areas such as biofuels, hydrogen cars, flex engines, EVs, etc., to reduce dependence on fossil fuels, cutting down travel times and fuel consumption, and towards a greener future. Sustainable infrastructure is indeed a foundation for economic development. Honourable Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari is a visionary leader who has been leading the development of this infrastructure, as well as other allied initiatives mentioned earlier. I'm sure it's a great opportunity to listen to his thoughts on the topic of this webinar. Now, a few housekeeping messages. All attendees and panelists are on mute through the webinar. Please enter your questions in the Q&A box. Some of your questions would be answered in the chat following the Honourable Minister's speech, while response to others would be shared on Wheels website later on. Depending upon the number of questions, the webinar session may be extended suitably. During this chat, you are able to listen to infrastructure alumni experts like Ron Gupta, who started a school of infrastructure in IIT Kharagpur in 2008, and DC Agrawal, with 3 decades of career in New York and New Jersey transit infrastructure. A quick disclaimer, all the views expressed by the speakers are their own and do not reflect nor are endorsed by Wheels Global Foundation or its board and its members. I also take this opportunity to say a few words about the co-chair of today's webinar and a fellow IITian, Mr. Nitesh Kumar. He is founder of Sukhlahi Capital LLC, an investment advisory firm, Before founding the company, he worked for JP Morgan and BNP Paribas in New York and London, trading commodities. He is also an active supporter of many social impact initiatives in education and health for a number of years in several states in India, including Bihar and Jharkhand. Over to you, Nitesh.
Thank you, Prashant, for the kind introduction and a warm welcome to all our attendees. I'm a graduate of 2004 batch of Mechanical Engineering from IIT Bombay and a board member of Wheels Global Foundation. Now, let me take a moment to discuss about Wheels and our initiatives, which we are very proud of. Wheels is an initiative of Pan IIT community, which was started in 2006. It is incorporated as a 501c3 entity in the United States and a Section 8 company in India. Wheels' mission is to improve the lives in the rural India by technology-enabled solutions. Where solutions do not exist, we engage our IITs and other similar institutions for further innovation towards self-sustainable and scalable solutions. We do this by working in collaboration with proven on-the-ground NGOs, such as Wind Foundation, Magan Sangralaya Samiti, and many others. Our projects cover 6 areas, as the name Wheels suggests: water, health, education, energy, livelihood, and sustainability. Now, let me talk about a few exciting projects that Wheels has been involved with, which has already touched millions of lives. We have a vision of bringing access to quality and affordable healthcare to the villages by smart diagnostic and remote medical consultation using cutting-edge telemedicine technologies. We have 300 plus centers already set up with a target to open 10,000 within 3 years. We have used spoken tutorials to bring IT skills to 7 million youths across 6,000 schools and colleges. This program is being taken now to rehabilitation of prison inmates in Washington, DC. We collaborated with a US returned pediatrician to scale her pioneering training model through spoken tutorials to tackle newborn and mother malnutrition in poor communities in 6 districts across 3 states. In partnership with NOBA, we have developed innovative solutions for affordable and quality sanitary pads, already scaled to more than 500 rural communities and over 1 million pads. We are deploying a proven innovation called Bore Charger to harvest rainwater for recharging bore wells. This initiative has already helped 2,500 farmers so far, with a scaling ramp to 10 million farmers across 15 states. We are partnering with Rural Shores, People Shores, and CII to create an ISO quality IT outsourcing centers in most underserved tier 4 and 5 cities. 12 centers in India and 4 in USA are already in place, with a ramp to hundreds more. The list goes on and on. Every single of our more than 15 initiatives across 6 domains are ready for all of you to easily take to your hometowns to create a lifetime legacy of impact. A brief introduction of Wheels and Wheels activities was presented prior to the start of this event and will also run at the conclusion. Wheels is a volunteer organization, and we depend on the generosity of our many donors who share our vision of impacting 20% of India's rural and semi-urban population by 2030. Now, with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our moderator for today's session, Mr. Ratan Agarwal, President of Wheels Global Foundation. Ratan has 3 decades of rich experience in building and scaling multiple startups, as well as executive roles in strategy, operations, marketing, and business development at Fortune 500 companies. Ratan is the co-founder and managing partner of Carbon Global Group, a sustainability solution holding company creating rapid replications of proven solutions with market-based models in education, learning, women's empowerment, resources, health, and economic development. With that, over to you, Ratan.
Thank you, Nitesh and Prashant. It is our great privilege and honor to welcome Honourable Minister of Road, Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari. Gadkari need no introduction, but his achievements in a short span of time have been legendary and exemplary. We have a short video highlighting his amazing journey and career and service to the nation. He will join us immediately after.
Taking people and There are followers, there are leaders, and then there are visionaries, taking people and society to where they ought to be, rather where they want to be, is what separates a visionary from a mere leader. This rare quality is what sets apart Nitin Gadkari, Honourable Minister of Road Transport and Highways. Born in 1957 into a free-thinking agricultural family, Nitin Gadkari, at heart, has always been a social worker inspired by the RSS founder KB Hedgewar's ideals of humanity and nation building. Taking off as a minister in the Public Works Department in 1995, Nitin Gadkari made groundbreaking changes in the Mumbai transportation system. 55 flyovers dotting the city have made commuting in Mumbai much easier than ever before. The foundation for the magnificent Bandra-Worli Sea Link was also readied during this time. The jewel in the crown of Maharashtra's first expressway, the world-class Pune-Mumbai Expressway, is also a futuristic project imagined and brought to fruition by Nitin Gadkari. His outstanding efforts, contributions, and leadership in the construction of highways and infrastructure in Maharashtra earned him a distinct reputation. He is fondly called the Flyover Man for his avid contribution to road connectivity. The then Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was highly impressed by Gadkari ji's work. He offered him the responsibility of weaving a road network in the whole of rural India. Shri Nitin Gadkari ji was also appointed the chairman of the acclaimed Swarnim Chaturbhuj Yojana, or the Golden Quadrilateral. As India's current Minister of Road Transport and Highways, he has re-energized the whole sector with his clear vision. More than 51,000 kilometers of new national highways are notified, and more than 76,500 kilometers of national highways are constructed in last 8 years. This is a mammoth achievement considering the requirement of huge funds and challenges around land acquisition. A 50% increase in the length of national highways in the last 8 years of the NDA government is a remarkable achievement. In the previous 8 years, the entire budgeted spending has increased 5.5 times, from INR 33,414 crore to INR 1.99 lakh crore. He has conceptualized the flagship Bharat Mala program, under which 27 new greenfield access-controlled highways are being constructed with a capital outlay of 5 lakh crore rupees. Another 20 greenfield highways with total cost of 4 lakh crore rupees are being planned to be constructed in the next phase of Bharat Mala. The road sector has served as a significant investment multiplier for the economy. The most noticeable examples of these endeavors have been signature projects like the new bridge over the mighty Brahmaputra, or the east and west peripheral expressways, Narmada Bridge, 6 lanes expressway from Delhi to Meerut. For promoting religious tourism, Mr. Gadkari has started many projects running into lakhs of crores. These include Char Dham, Kailash Mansarovar, Palki Marg, Ramvan Gaman Marg, 84 Kosi Parikrama, and Buddha Circuit. As a sensitive and environment-conscious human, he made sure that the development projects in no way led to razing of trees and deforestation. He has proposed a tree bank policy and presented the same to Environment Ministry to bring accountability with regards to the cutting and planting of trees by infrastructure development authorities like NHAI, NHIDCL, Port Authority, Railways and Airport Authority. Introduction of fast tags proved to be a groundbreaking technology introduced by him that enabled faster movement of vehicles. The electronic toll collection program through fast tags helped save fuel and time and enabled seamless movement of traffic. Mr. Gadkari introduced the first ever vehicle scrapping policy, which proved to be a major boost to the fight against pollution. Unprecedented push for research and development in electric vehicles and usage of waste materials in highway construction resulted in cutting down costs and generating wealth out of waste materials. In addition, his department accomplished all of this while setting world records with regards to pace of construction. Some of the notable records are: the rate of highway construction is 37 kilometers per day, the greatest rate ever recorded in history. His ambition is to take it up to 60 kilometers per day. the Akola-Amravati Highway, which broke the world record, and the majestic 3.4-kilometer long viaduct on Wardha Road, and constructing 75-kilometer single-lane bituminous concrete road in record time of 105 hours and 33 minutes are both the culmination of Shri Nitin Gadkari's innovative ideas. Laying of highest quantity of dense bitumen over road length of 50-kilometer single lane in 100 hours at Delhi-Vadodara Expressway project in state of Gujarat. The initiatives were unprecedented in India and they justify a place in the Guinness Book. A recent world record was set by an Indian construction company when it built a 2.5-kilometer long 4-lane cement concrete road stretch of the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway in Vadodara in under 24 hours. At the Solapur-Bijapur portion of NH52, there is a record for constructing a 26-kilometer long single-lane bitumen road in under 21 hours. Similar to Bharatmala, the shipping ministry under Nitin Gadkari has launched Sagarmala Port and Coastal Zone Development Projects. As part of Sagarmala program, more than 800 projects costing over 6 lakh crore rupees have been identified for implementation during 2015-2035. The go-getter Nitin Gadkari took the initiative to build exclusive cruise terminals in 5 major ports: Mumbai, Mormugao, Mangalore, Cochin and Chennai. As a result of his endeavors, India now has its first domestic cruise service between Mumbai and Goa. With Nitin Gadkari taking charge, India's logistics sector is also going through a huge transformation. The inefficient point-to-point model is being shifted to hub-and-spoke model with multi-modal connectivity. This multimodal transport system integrates railways, highways, inland waterways and airports, ensuring a highly effective transportation grid, substantially reducing logistic costs and pollution. 35 multimodal logistic parks, 50 economic corridors and 10 intermodal stations are being readied for the monumental effort. Logistics summits with international participants, including government organizations and the World Bank, have resulted in signing 34 MOUs worth 2 lakh crore rupees. The single point objective is to bring logistics cost to GDP at single digit from current 14%. Among his other endeavors, unprecedented progress is evident in port industrialization, national water highway traffic, jetties for coastal tourism, Ganga Yamuna cleaning, innovative fundraising models, asset monetization project, toll, operate, transfer. During his tenure as the Union Minister of Water Resources and Ganga Rejuvenation, the monumental Namami Gange project, which carried out activities like sewage management, biodiversity conservation, afforestation, Ganga Gram, industrial effluent management, water quality monitoring and rural sanitation, led to adequate flow of water, improved efficiency of surface irrigation and increased water use efficiency. Under the project, more than 200 schemes involving sewerage infrastructure, riverfront development, ghat cleaning and biodiversity were undertaken and few were completed before the timeline. In addition to the Transport and Shipping Ministry, Gadkari did a commendable job as an MSME minister. During his tenure, he took a historic decision of redefining MSME. Any enterprise with an investment of 1 crore rupees and turnover of 5 crore rupees is termed as micro enterprise. The inspirational leader has gone all the way to promote entrepreneurship, helping rural youth to adopt khadi as a means of self-employment. Another feather in his cap is the introduction of online paperless and transparent MSME registration process. His brainchild, Jal Kranti Buldhana pattern of water conservation, has won a global award. Jal Kranti, now being implemented in 283 villages, is credited for changing the economy of these villages. Shri Narendra Modi, the Honourable Prime Minister of India, is changing India's water conservation and reservoirs landscape through Mission Amrit Sarovar. Under the mission, 75 Amrit Sarovars would be created in every district of India, taking the total number to about 90,000 as on date. Mr. Gadkari envisioned water conservation through the construction of highways. Gadkari believes that such innovative measures would bring down the project cost and help many others. Recently, the SOP issued in August 2022 from Environment Ministry on extraction of earth for linear projects like roads or pipelines has recommended the Amrit Sarovar model. Nitin Gadkari ji has received honorary degree of Doctor of Science from Dr. Savitribai Phule Krishi Vidyapeeth and Punjab Rao Deshmukh Krishi Vidyapeeth in recognition of his admirable contributions. Nitin Gadkari is also driving the initiative on alternative and sustainable construction materials. He has been encouraging the use of modified bitumen made by mixing waste rubber and waste plastic. He is also exploring new technologies like white topping for roads in urban high rainfall areas. Such technologies will reduce the operations and maintenance cost of the road, and commuters will be benefited with all-season good quality roads. Nitin Gadkari is on a mission to connect our mountains through ropeways. Ropeways have emerged as the preferred mode of transportation to provide first and last mile connectivity in hilly areas to help decongest the urban areas. The ropeway of Kedarnath would be one of its kind, which would be developed at 11,755 feet above the sea level. On national highways, 110 tunnels with length of 295 kilometers and total outlay of 2 lakh crore rupees are under different stages of execution. Zojila Tunnel is an engineering marvel and has a huge potential to become Davos of India. First Emergency Landing Facility (ELF) has been inaugurated on NH 925 at Barmer of Rajasthan. Gadkari ji is introducing flex engines which will run on 100% ethanol, directly providing additional income to farmers and the agricultural sector. To help reduce India's massive crude oil import bill, he is working to strengthen the ecosystem for alternative fuels such as ethanol, methanol, and others that can be made from domestically available resources. India's first of its kind CNG-run tractor was his brainchild. It has proved to be farmer-friendly, cost-effective, and helpful in reducing air pollution. Gadkari ji has introduced the green hydrogen car, which runs on energy created from hydrogen as part of the ambitious Atmanirbhar Yojana launched by the Government of India. Introduction of the first flex-fuel strong hybrid electric vehicle was made possible by Nitin Gadkari's unwavering commitment. Flexible fuels such as gasoline and/or ethanol can be used to power flex fuel vehicles. These cars can run on fuel that has more than 20% ethanol mix. Flex fuel strong hybrid electric cars are also electric vehicles (EVs) in addition to operating on a flexible fuel model. The city of Nagpur is the first city to explore alternative biofuels for transport. These include bio-CNG buses and bio-BLNG trucks. The minister has launched several development schemes in the city of his birth. Nagpur became the first city in India to have a multi-layered transportation system, world-class infrastructure, and world-class traffic management. The Union Transport Minister has several tourist attractions in mind for the Futala area of the city, such as a high-class floating musical fountain, flower garden. The musical fountain show was the first of its kind in the city. Legendary A.R. Rahman composed the music, while the commentary was by Gulzar. Megastar Amitabh Bachchan and Nana Patekar were also part of the event. These programs aim to develop tourism in the city and also provide higher-paying job opportunities to Nagpur's youth. Another brainchild of this progressive and visionary leader is the Nagpur Broad Gauge Metro. The project, with a network of 4 suburban rail lines, is a regional rapid transit system that proposes to boost up the connectivity of Nagpur with nearby towns and offer a modern, comfortable railway system to commuters. He plans to digitize Panchgaon, a hamlet he adopted under the Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. In the Vidarbha area, Gadkari has also completed a number of social welfare initiatives. A prime example of women's empowerment among impoverished communities is the Rural Women Self-Help Initiative that was launched under his inspiring guidance. It enables women from the villages to weave carpets out of scrap fabric. To generate long-term local employment, the Union Minister introduced Khadi Prakritik Paint, a paint derived from cow excrement in 2021. The technique aims to increase the usage of cow excrement for making environmentally beneficial products. In addition, the product is supposed to help keep the environment clean and bring in more money for farmers. When all industries were shut during the pandemic, Mr. Gadkari was standing with his countrymen. He conducted webinars and 2,000 plus video conferences during this time. His quick decision-making in procuring oxygen PPE kits helped those affected by the deadly virus. He generously donated ambulances to NGOs, helped to set up oxygen plants, factory to make remdesivir injections and injections for mucormycosis. Thus, by showcasing strong leadership and taking quick decisions, he handled COVID situation effectively. Organizing over 1,500 successful heart surgeries is another stupendous achievement of this warm-hearted good doer. Under the Rashtriya Vayoshri Yojana and Assistant to Disabled Person ADIP, we had conducted screening camp for senior citizens and disabled persons respectively. After the screening, 36,000 beneficiaries were distributed 2,71,000 assistive devices, 29,000 beneficiaries from Nagpur city and 7,000 beneficiaries from Nagpur rural. His affable nature goes beyond everyday personal equations as he continues to transmit his radiance and ideas to every individual or organization with his unmatched zeal. Gifted with an ability to dream seemingly impossible dreams and get them to fruition also defines this visionary. Nitin Gadkari shines as one of modern India's pioneering leaders, and his work is a template for the coming generations. Nitin Jairam Gadkari would always be known as the infrastructure man of India.
Thanks.
There are followers.
Thanks, Yagya, for playing the video. I think we have slight delay. Nitin Gadkari ji is running late by a few minutes. But while we wait for him, we have a number of luminaries in our panelists from Wheels as well as Pan IIT leadership team. And we have received a few questions from the audience. So let me take first question, which is really about policy and the decision making. We have the privilege of having Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor on the panel. So Pradeep ji, there's a question from one of our audience asking how can the government make policy decisions without enough information, particularly income distribution in India? Why has the government not created data repositories to deal with lack of information or insufficient information? Please share your insights.
Thank you very much, Ratanji. And it's a very great pleasure to be here on this call with the Honourable Minister. Since I've worked for many decades in the government, I know it is very often that ministers, and particularly those ones who are holding very important portfolios, are called upon for important inputs at the last minute by various people, including the Prime Minister. So it is not unusual for ministers to be held up for a few minutes. And we are very happy to have seen this great presentation. I have learned a lot more today, actually. It deserved a very big round of applause for all the contribution that he's made to the infrastructure sector in India, and he continues to make. Because as ambassador of India in different countries and as a diplomat in many countries, I realized that the infrastructure network of India was not up to global standards in any way whatsoever. And I'll come to your question also very soon, Ratan, but just to lay the background for what has been achieved in India, it is something absolutely phenomenal and monumental, because the world first learnt about highways and superhighways and tollways and expressways in the late 30s, early 40s. And that too from a person who was known as Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany. He was the first one in the world actually to start construction of these autobahns, which was primarily for military purposes, so that all the tanks and other heavy duty vehicles of the army could move very fast on the roads. So that led to the development of these superhighways and other infrastructure. And the whole world took it on in the subsequent decades unlike India, which did not sort of embark upon it till the mid-90s. And one of the first good roads in India which was built was the Greater Noida Expressway in Delhi. After the IAS officer had come to USA, Georgetown University, where I was teaching as a professor at that time. And, you know, after a lot of discussions with me, he decided to do his PhD on infrastructure of USA. And when he went back, he was, you know, appointed as the CEO of Greater Noida. And that's how that expressway came up. And thereafter, what Gadkari ji has done is something absolutely phenomenal to scale it up to a level which is not only world class, but the speed at which it is being done is absolutely phenomenal. So, you know, as per your question about the policy decisions being made without taking into consideration various factors, that had been the case earlier to a very great extent. It is becoming less and less so now. But earlier, what used to happen was there's been very little study of public policy as a area of studies in India, in colleges and universities. Now, when I came to the US after finishing my tenure as an ambassador and secretary in the government of India, I joined in University of Maryland in the School of Public Policy as a professor, teaching about various aspects of global perspectives, etc. And there I realized the value of having public policy studies in the entire ecosystem and how useful it can be to bring in all the important information and data into the government system. Now that had been missing entirely because we in the Indian Foreign Service or in the Indian Administrative Service used to believe that we are absolutely, you know, very well informed. We know everything very well. And after some consultations with think tanks and some visionaries and thought leaders and experts, we used to think that whatever decisions we take are absolutely the best decisions. They used to be in the interest of the country, but whether they were the best decisions or not, I do not want to comment on that, because if those were the best decisions, the country would have moved ahead a lot more than where we are today. But of course, having this capacity now to have public policy centers, and one of them has been promoted by one of our Wheels board members at IIT Bombay, which is called the Ashank Desai Center for Policy Studies, is very, very important in getting inputs like the income, status of the client's base, which has to be served, like the requirement, like the benefits, like the fringe benefits. So while some of these studies were being done sporadically, but there was no holistic way of doing it. Now with these schools of public policy studies coming up, it is being done in a better way. But the ecosystem for the integration of these schools of public policy systems with employment opportunities downstream and with intake opportunities upstream for the colleges is not yet built up completely. So the demand for entrance by the students is not very high. And because the employability at the end of their 4 years or 2 years or whatever courses they do is not there. Whereas in US and other places, there is a lot of employment opportunities for the students coming out of the schools of public policy. So that automatically creates a lot of impetus among students to join these courses. So how we do that is some challenge which is there with the current ecosystem of the universities and the government and the other organizations, including the corporate sector, which has to understand that the value of getting, I see the minister coming in, I'm going to stop here. Back to you, Ratanji, to start the proceedings. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Welcome, Honorable Minister of Road and Transport, Nitin Gadkari ji. We are looking forward to your remarks, and hopefully we will be able to integrate into our journey to impact 20% of urban India by 2030. Please.
But before we start, we have to give a round of applause for the work that he's done.
Thank you. First of all, I'm making my apology. I was with some TV channel with the program. It was delayed, and that is the reason I am late. So I'm making my apology for that. Prashant Nemaskar ji, Nitesh Kumar ji, Ratan Agrawal ji, all office bearers, respectable dignitaries, and dear friends. I'm really happy to interact with you because I always telling to the people the famous statement of American President John F. Kennedy that American roads are not good because America is rich, but America is rich because American roads are good. The prosperity is coming from the road. So development of infrastructure is very important. The dream of our Prime Minister to make India as Atmanirbhar Bharat and making the Indian economy of $5 trillion. For that reason, we need to develop our good infrastructure, world standard infrastructure in the country. Today in India, we are the 5th largest economy in the world. And our aim is to become with at least 3rd number. And that is the reason that we need to develop agriculture, industry, and service sector. As far as the present GDP growth is concerned, 12% is coming from agriculture, 22 to 24% is from the manufacturing sector, and 52 to 54% from the service sector. The most important thing is, if we want good industry, trade, and business, the most important thing is the infrastructure we need to develop of international standard. The infrastructure is water, power, transport, and communication. Without that, we cannot get investment. Without investment, we cannot get industry. Without industry, we cannot create employment potential and growth. And without employment potential and growth, we cannot eradicate the poverty. And for that reason, it is a time that we need to develop good infrastructure in the country. Now, the problem is that before 47 and after 47, India, at that time, we have the economic thought process, the communism, socialism, and liberal economy. That was the approach of many stakeholders at that time. Now you just understand the socialist and communist movement is now, as long as is closed in India. Now, at that time, everyone was to be a fashion to become a communist. But now the Communist Party, either rightist or leftist, though they don't have any relevance in the politics. But now, after communism and communist philosophy, even Russia and China, they are also very liberal. The development in China is because of non-residential Chinese. They invest huge amount for the development of China. And the Chinese government accepted the liberal economy and public-private investment, and by which they are increasing the growth. Now in the Russia, the same way they are working. First of all, our ambition is to eradicate the poverty. The last man of the society who is socially, economically, educationally backward, who don't have houses, don't have food, don't have cloth, they are God for us, or we need to work for them. And that is the socio-economic thinking of Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay, which is famously known as Antyodaya. The social economic thinking of Antyodaya is the most important commitment for our party, and it is to be a great mission for all of us. Now today, if we need to make the welfare of the poor people who are socially, economically, educationally backward, we need to develop industry. Without industry, we cannot offer employment potential. Without making good economy, we cannot implement the welfare schemes. And for that reason, this is the time for India that we need to increase the speed of our economy. And there are most important thing is, at the time of 47, the 90% of the population belongs to rural agriculture and tribal India. And today, 30% of the population is migrated from the rural agriculture and tribal India. Why? What is the reason? Because in the rural agriculture, tribal and forest area, we don't have sustainable development. We don't have employment, reasonable employment. We don't have good roads. We have a problem of water, power, transport, and communication. We have a problem of education and health services. And for that reason, people migrated from the rural India to urban India. And there was a lot of big problem related in urban India. So today, we need to reduce the gap between urban India and rural India. For that reason, I always tell it to the people that today we need to develop agro-economy, rural economy, tribal economy, and forest economy. I will request all of you, because you are working, the experience, your research is going to helpful for India. New innovation and research is the strength for the country. So today, I always tell people that two important philosophies. One is innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skilled and successful practices. We name it as knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. And the other important philosophy, which very much like to me, touching to my heart, that is no material is waste and no person is waste. It is depending upon the appropriate technology. It is depending upon the appropriate vision of the leadership that you can convert waste into wealth. And today, for that reason, we need government funds, government budget. But there are limitations. So today, we need public-private investment in the all sectors which are very important for development of India, and particularly rural agriculture, tribal and forest India. I will request you, we need to concentrate on Jal, Jameen, Jungle and Janwar. There is a huge potential. I'm giving the example. In 1952, one of the Gir cow, which was given to Brazil, and they developed, now they have got the Gir cows getting 60-liter milk per day. And now we have started embryo transfer. And bull from that cow, the name is Torando, his semen we have taken to India. And if it is given to our cow of 2 liter, we get the gori of 20 liter. And that is the reason that now we have the technology of embryo transfer, by which in the 3 times we can change the even Jersey and Houston, we can convert into Deshi breed, Indian breed. So we can increase the quantity of the milk and we can make the economic viability between that. So there are huge technology, particularly in the forest. Now we are working on bamboo. In India, we have got a project in Numaligarh in Assam, where we are making bioethanol from bamboo. And now we can add 20% ethanol. Now Numaligarh refinery is giving petrol and diesel to Bangladesh. So when the managing director of Numaligarh refinery was with me, I was telling him, why you are not adding 20% ethanol into the petrol and giving to Bangladesh? It is a win-win situation. It will reduce the cost of the petrol in Bangladesh, and it will create employment potential in the area of the Northeast area for transport of bamboo, plantation of bamboo, and creates thousands of lakhs of employment is given to the people of that part. So anywhere there are hundreds of technology where we can make rural agriculture, tribal economy sustainable, and with sustainable development, we can increase the growth rate and also the GDP contribution and create more employment potential in that area. I am giving you the small example that is of Mathura. In Mathura, when I was water resource minister, we had taken one project, taking 80 MLD sludge, very wastewater of the Mathura. We have designed a project in hybrid annuity. The 40% is given by grant in aid from the government and 60% is from the investor. The Triveni Engineering is the company. They won the contract. And now Indian Oil in Refinery in Mathura is taking that water, giving 20 crore rupees per year. The project is economically viable. And today we resolve the problem of 80 MLD sludge. What I want to tell you, that even in solid waste management and liquid waste management, we can make the economy of 5 lakh crores. Today we are using 30 lakh ton of municipal waste in the construction of UR2 ring road of Delhi, already we have used, and 25 to 30 lakhs ton of municipal waste in Dolero Ahmedabad highway. So today by segregating municipal solid waste, we get aluminum, we get metals and glass. And from that organic waste, we can make green hydrogen. From the wastewater, we can make green hydrogen. And hydrogen is the futuristic fuel. Presently, we are importer of the energy, but by hydrogen, we will be the exporter of the hydrogen. So today, this type of the technology, we have a lot of technology we have. We have time constraint, but I can tell you hundreds of technology by which we can develop that. We are now planning to develop smart village, whereby using the low cost housing by using the different type of waste material. Now in my room, I can show you, there is a paint. This is by the paint which we have, it is from gobar. And we have 150 industries where we are using this paint. This is the paint from the big company, and this is the paint from the gobar. Now all type of paint we can make from gobar, from cow dung. So my suggestion is, there are a lot of technology by which we can make the village economically strong and sustainable development. We need road, drinking water, health services, good schools, education, and smart villages. And now in particular sugarcane area, the people have capacity. They can give 1 lakh rupees per year, or 2 lakhs rupees per year for their housing scheme. We need to design the scheme in a way by which they will use solar energy. The power will be free of charge. They will use recycling of the water, and the water can be used. We'll make good landscaping, and 500 square feet of house we can make with that flash, using that Chinese technology. Already I am doing experiment. My dream is to make smart village where 24-hour water will be available, and there will be playground, there will be good roads, there will be a drainage system, there will be solar power, everything, a good standard living there. Now the world is thinking on the line of happy human index. The domestic happy human index is very important. In the rural agriculture tribal area, by using the appropriate technology, we can make economically viable sustainable development by creating more jobs. What we need: proven technology, economic viability, availability of raw material, and marketability of the finished product. And today there are some strengths and some weaknesses with the rural economy. Today we are developing tourism. I'm just giving you the example. The tourism is a sector where 49% of the capital investment we are using for creating jobs. Now I am making Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Char Dham road of 12,000 crore. And it will be all season road, not for 6 months. So it is going to increase the tourism to create at least 10 lakh jobs in Uttarakhand. We are making road to Pandharpur, that is Palaki Marga in Maharashtra, connecting Pandharpur to Dev Alandi. We are making expenditure of 12,000 crore, creating jobs in Maharashtra. We have connected Buddha circuit. We are spending 22,000 crore on Buddha circuit, by which it is going to attract the international tourists from the Northeast, from the Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Singapore, and Japan to come to see the Buddha birthplace and everything. So Buddha circuit is there. We are developing the Ayodhya circuit of 25,000. We are developing Mathura circuit of 12,000 crore. We are connecting Jain temples. The way in which we are developing religious centers, adventure areas, forest area, wildlife, by which we are going to create employment potential. And I am confident this is going to create jobs for crores of people in the rural agriculture and tribal India. People want amenities, good amenities, washrooms, restaurants, and their handloom, handicraft they can sell. We can make them. We are making in NHI 670 amenities, where the restaurant, shopping area, everything will be there. Helicopter, heliport will be there. Drone port will be there. So that is to be the futuristic development, the way in which we are planning. Exactly the principle of all this development is how we are going to create employment potential and growth in the socially, economically, educationally backward area. And the most important thing is, the theme of your seminar is how we are going to develop sustainable infrastructure, not only in Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai. I am using a lot of public-private investment. And I am confident we can make 50 lakhs crore project with the public-private investment. I'm giving the example. When we in our INVIT model, we have going to our share bond issue in the Mumbai capital market, Mumbai Stock Exchange. The time was prescribed for 7 years, 7 days. But first day, within 7 hours, our NHI bond issue was 7 times oversubscribed. And we have given the facility that they will get 8.02%, 0.05% interest per month, per year, and the interest they will get per month. So the bank interest is 4%. You are making investment in dollar with the 2%. In India, if you are going to invest in InvIT bond, you will get 8.05% yearly. So why we don't want investment from the foreign countries. We can make roads by giving good economic viability to the small and poor and government retired people, that they will get the money from that. So making infrastructure is an economically viable project. It is not a charity. And every time by using government policies, if we can attract the public-private investment for sustainable development, it can be possible. In the biofuel sector, we are now, once time our farmer, we name it as Annadata. Now it is Urja Data. Now we are making him bitumen Data. We are making bitumen from rice straw. In the Panipat, we have a project. We are making 1 lakh liter of ethanol from rice straw, popularly known as Parali. And because of burning of Parali, Delhi is facing the pollution problem. And from that rice straw, we are making 1 lakh liter of ethanol, 150 ton of biobitumen, and bio-aviation fuel. So with bitumen and bio-aviation, we will adding 10% bio-aviation fuel into aviation fuel. So by using technology, we can create new jobs to the rural agriculture tribal India, where the technology is important. Now we have got 186 projects. They are making bio-CNG and bio-LNG from rice straw in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Already the project are in process. 36 projects are already completed. And now the bio-CNG and bio-LNG, we are using in truck, buses, and cars. The first Indian tractor in bio-CNG is my own tractor. We are running, and 1 lakh rupees of saving is there. It is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free, and indigenous. Now you just understand, presently our import of fossil fuel is 16 lakh crore. And in due course of time, when I taken charge as minister, our automobile industry number was 7 in the world. Now our number is 3rd. Just 2 months before we surpassed Japan. And now the first number is USA, second number is China, and 3rd is India, 4th is Japan. And our mission is now presently the economy of automobile industry is 12.5 lakh crores. This is the industry which is giving maximum GST to the state and central government. This is the industry which up till now create 4 crore 50 lakh jobs. And our mission is to make this industry number 1 in the world. All reputed brand present in India, they are starting their export from India. And we have ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-LNG, bio-CNG, electric, and green hydrogen mission. So my suggestion is, if we 16 lakh crore of import, which is coming to 25 lakh crore, if we diverted that to the rural agriculture India, by making diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector, what is to be an economic impact? What is it going to create employment potential? What is going to contribute for agriculture growth rate? So my suggestion in water, health, energy, education, livelihood, and sustainability, everywhere where we need to increase the speed, and that is the need of the country. For the speed, we need appropriate technology. Because appropriate technology, there is no economic viability. And without economic viability, there is no capital investment. One side, we are using government budget for the development. Other side, we will make double engine with public-private investment, and 100% in due course of time, we will change the socio-economic picture of the country. So here it is a very important thing that sustainable infrastructure, we are in the process. The road infrastructure is very good. When you will come to India, you can see. Now we can make from Delhi to Dehradun 2 hours, Delhi to Haridwar 1.5 hours, Delhi to Amritsar 4 hours, Delhi to Katra 6 hours, Delhi to Srinagar 8 hours, Delhi to Chandigarh 2.5 hours, Delhi to Jaipur 2 hours, Delhi to Mumbai 12 hours. Already we have completed Bangalore to Mysore 1 hour, 10 minutes. Then we are already in before December, we will complete from Bangalore to Chennai 2 hours. So we are making a lot of roads. And now we are planning making electric highway cable by which we will take our transport. We will reduce the cost of the transport of diesel buses compared with diesel buses by 30% and giving comfort to the people for the public transport. So the way in which we are making innovative models, there is economic viability. Internal rate of return is very good. I am telling you, when I was minister in Mumbai, I got appointed to make 55 flyovers in Mumbai, Worli Bandra Sea Link project, Mumbai Pune Express Highway. All the projects we get our money back. And now that is the thing that people are now accepted that if they want good services, they have to pay for it. So my suggestion is with double engine, one side from budgetary support and one side from public-private investment, by using the best technology and best successful practices in the world, how we are going to make sustainable development in the rural, agricultural, tribal India. There are 500 blocks, aspirant blocks, and 120 aspirant districts, which are socially, economically, educationally backward. We need cooperation and guidance for the people like you. What type of new technology we can use, where Jal, Jamin, Jangal, and Janwar, on the basis of that, how we can make sustainable development, how we are making smart cities, we can make smart villages, agro-processing industries, by using agro-bio waste air, making the alternative biofuel and alternative fuel. There are a lot of number of technologies are available. And I feel that your contribution in this sector is very valuable and very important. Once again, I'm giving my thanks to Wheels Global Foundation USA, because you give me the opportunity to express my thought. And I'm confident that India is emerging as a big economic power. Our dream is to make Indian economy a super economic power. हम विश्वगुरु बनना चाहते हैं. We have got the potential. एक तरफ मूल्याधिष्ठित जीवन पद्धति, value based education, our spiritual science, आयुर्वेद, योग विज्ञान, value based family system, और दूसरी तरफ ज्ञान विज्ञान, तंत्र विज्ञान, innovation and knowledge, दोनों को कोऑर्डिनेट करके इन फ्यूचर में हम इंडिया को विश्वगुरु बना सकते हैं. विवेकानंद जी ने कहा था अमेरिका में शिकागो में कि 18वीं सदी जो होगी वो ऑलरेडी उस समय मुगलों की थी. 19वीं सदी जो थी तो अंग्रेजों का सब तरफ यूनियन जैक था. 20वीं सदी जो थी अमेरिका की थी. अब 21वीं सदी जो है वो हिंदुस्तान की है, भारत की है. और इसमें आप जैसे लोगों का इंटेलेक्चुअल विजन और कंट्रीब्यूशन और मोर प्रायोरिटी फॉर रूरल एग्रीकल्चर, ट्राइबल, जल, जमीन, जंगल, जानवर, and technology related with the rural India, agriculture India is very important. I feel that your knowledge, your ability will contribute and will give you new vision to our people in India. Once again, I'm giving thanks to all of you that your great contribution in USA is giving recognition and respect to India. Once again, I'm giving my all best wishes to all of you. And in my own sector, in infrastructure, now we need to find out the alternative for steel and cement. We are using this glass fiber steel. We are using soil stabilization. We are making satellite-based toll system. We are making automobile energy on the automobile industry, on electric, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio LNG, green hydrogen. I have got the car. I just coming with the hydrogen car, which is named as from Toyota, named as Mirai. And Mirai is the Japanese word. The meaning is future. The futuristic technology, futuristic development, and futuristic vision which India need, where the people like you who can contribute. Once again, I'm giving my thanks to all of you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister Gadkari ji, for your kind remarks, your insights, your encouragement, and your, I would say, challenge to all the IIT alumni community to contribute towards the growth of the country and achieving India's vision of a developed economy. We have actually a number of people on the panel here. Some of the, I would call out specifically Ron Gupta, who has launched Indian School of Transportation in IIT Kharagpur with a particular focus on this sector. And you're absolutely right. Transportation is not only the table stake and fundamental to the country's growth, but also the mechanism to integrate the country, giving the country an identity. Would you be kind enough to take some questions, or would you like us to conclude here?
5 minutes. You can ask me 3 to 4 questions, because again, I have some another program I have to go. You can ask me.
Really appreciate that. Let me
If you can ask me in the short, I will try to give answer in the short, then more people will get the opportunity.
Definitely. Let me invite Ashank Desai, Wheels Global Foundation Chairman in India. He has raised his hand. Let me request him to unmute and ask the question. Please, Ashank.
Great to hear you, Minister. You may not remember, just 2 months ago, we were on a podium together in Nagpur to get IT industry through CII, to remember. And I was impressed with your ideas. You are infrastructure man, everyone knows, but you are beyond everything else, ideas, man. So you have given so many ideas. So I'll be very brief. Is there any group or any, I am based in India, in Mumbai, as a Wheels chairman in India. Is there a group or is there anybody who is, running various ideas of yours? Maybe there are multiple people or multiple groups with whom we can interact in Wheels to understand some of the priorities and take it ahead. Or how do we interact to move this further is my question.
Actually, frankly speaking, India, we have got huge potential. But first of all, I will request you, there are the best successful practices and successful technology we need. You know that what are the imports for India and what are the export for India. You know what are the strength of India and what are the weaknesses of India. And I feel that on the basis of that, we can find out, we can make a vision document. I always telling to people that you can donate but you cannot donate vision. So particularly my only request to you, I am working in agriculture, water conservation. Then I'm running a lot of schools in tribal area. My 80% of energy I'm using for social work. I am a politician, but I am doing only social work, and that is my strength in the politics. My suggestion is there is a huge potential, the people like you who can contribute. And particularly I feel that if suppose you can work on this and making the vision that what is to be rural area, we can do it. What is to be forest, we can do it. Now I'm telling you, we have some area where the water is salty. So the American investor is coming and invested 5,000 crore, making the lakes, and he are making the prawns, salt water prawns, and exported his to USA. So that get the employment to thousands of people. Now we have just invite him, and in our Vidarbha area, the Akola, Amravati and Buldhana, the area where the Khanpan Patta and a salt water area is there. So we are making lakes and starting this making prawns, salt prawns in the salt water. Now we have got in Bandara, Gondia, Chandrapur and Nagpur in the Purva Vidarbha. We have sweet water is there and lakes are there. So we are using the technology by making sweet water prawns and we can export it. Now they are getting 100 rupees kg per prawns. And now the USA, they are getting 3,000 rupees. So that is going to change the economy. The people will get 30 to 50 lakhs rupees acre benefit per acre. So making this lake. So we just involved with that American investment and we are doing it. So this type of many ideas are there in the agriculture, rural. We are now increasing organic farming, organic fruits and vegetables. They are processing other thing. There is a huge potential. In my own industry, we are making detergent from sugar. It is very popular. It is eco-friendly and sugar molecule is we are using. And we have got fresh wash, hair wash, then laundry detergent, dish wash, everything. And it is proved to be better than the petroleum-based detergent. So it is very popular now we are also exporting that. By using the technology, we can create the jobs. So my suggestion is you can appoint a study group by which all sectors, you identify the sectors and you identify how we can make using the good technology. with the economic viability, how we can develop this and how can they will get the opportunity for export. On the basis of that, if the vision plan is prepared, you can inspire and motivate the concerning people for that, and that can be possible. It is a big subject, but you need to work very in detail for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitinji. And we already have, as I mentioned, the basis for this in terms of the Indian School of Infrastructure, Ron Gupta, who launched this. I think that can become the starting point for the vision statement and the technology substitution. Ron, I think you're on the bridge. If you want to say quickly 1 minute comment about that school and this role which Nitinji is requesting in terms of vision statement or vision paper.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Gadkari ji, for your comments. And thank you, Ratan ji. I'm sorry I have a little throat problem today. But back in 2007, my wife and I wanted to contribute something to the IIT system where I studied. So the director at that time told me one word: infrastructure. That's it. Do something infrastructure. So we developed a school of infrastructure design and management. The basic objective was how to deliver large-scale infrastructure projects quickly, economically, and with quality. In India, it takes years to build large-scale projects until the metro system in Delhi was built so expeditiously. So learning from such projects. So our program in Kharagpur is a multidisciplinary program where we use the law school, business school, civil engineering, and architecture, all working together to train students that can be great infrastructure designers and builders. We are working with companies like GVR, with Damodar Valley Corporation, with L&T, and have produced well over 200 engineers and managers already. And we are looking forward to further growth of this model in other IITs as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, basically only one thing which I will request you. You are absolutely correct. But sometime you need to understand what is the per capita income in USA and India. Now the cost of the metro is 350 crore rupees per kilometer. So I just visualize one new project by using broad gauge metro. In my area from Nagpur to Chandrapur, Nagpur to Wardha, Nagpur to Amravati, Nagpur to Gondia, Nagpur to Chinwada, and Nagpur to Gadchiroli. We have planned that we will use the same infrastructure by using broad gauge metro. And our cost is coming 2 crore rupees per kilometer. And the cost of the metro is coming 350 crore per kilometer. So my suggestion is only we need to have affordable technology, because the per capita in India is by consenting that we have to plan the infrastructure the way in which it can be affordable. So somewhere the undeveloped country, developed country in the process, we need to plan that what is to be affordable for that. You are doing excellent job. We will take your cooperation and guidance for the futuristic development of infrastructure in the country. When you will be in India, I will discuss with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nitinji. And I will just point out, you talked about the smart village. In fact, that is one of the WHEEL's main focus area with our projects in Aravali district, where we are looking at the holistic development of entrepreneurialism, knowledge transfer, technology application.
I will only tell you, I will tell you one thing. I am already working on making of 2 smart villages. My suggestion is somewhere, if anyone, when he come to India, I will tell you about my idea about it. But if you can suggest me some new plan for smart villages, I will tell you my private secretary. He is a IIT engineer. He's from USA. Come here. He's Amol Birazdar. He leave his job and he is working with me. He knows my idea about the smart village. He will share you on video conference. He will send you my idea. You send your ideas. And one of my private secretary is Kunal Joshi. He is a first merit of London School of Economics. So both are there. Be in coordinate with them. Amol will give his number and email address. So you help me in smart village, because I need your guidance for that. And I'm making the first experiment of making 2 villages as a smart village. I have 3 sugar factory, and where we are working, making smart village for laborers and other people of the villages. And we will give them the house in 5 lakh rupees with 1000 square feet plot and 500 square feet construction, 24-hour water, then power free of charge whole life. And we play with landscape and other thing, playground, everything. And we use the technology that is, he will tell you. So my suggestion is affordable housing is very important, and we are making roads. So my suggestion, if you, anyone who have making roads from flash, because we want to reduce the cost. If you can tell me the technology where we can use the flash, so that can be more useful. So you can send your idea to me. I will take the guidance from your side.
Definitely, Nitinji, I think if we can take your vision for current 2 smart villages, 200, I think that will be wonderful achievement together. So we will take you up on that, and we will contact Amol and Kunal after the call. Let me also take one or two more questions if the time allows, if you are okay. Let me invite Suresh Shenoy, who raised his hand. Suresh is Wheels past president and current vice chairman of Wheels Global Foundation USA. Suresh, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nitinji, for your wonderful vision for development in India and making technology a very core component. My question to you has to do with skills development. One of the things that we have come to learn is that India, not only India, but the rest of the world is looking to India for enormous number of help. Number of people to help with nursing care, for example. Millions of nurses are needed in Europe, in the United States, elsewhere, even in India, where certain states, the average age is going up. Second, we need more pipe fitters, mechanics, lathe operators, and we need a lot of people around the world. Labor is a big problem. And how on January 12th to the 14th, Pan IIT USA is hosting the global conference from January 12 to 14. We would love to share your vision at that conference if you're available. But we are also having a panel where we are going to discuss how do we scale skills development to produce 12 million nurses or 12 million
You are
workers.
absolutely correct. We are now taking decision to start thousands colleges for nursing. We have now in planning when I was MSME minister to give skill training center to every industry, and we need more skill training centers. We are giving the priority for that, and you are absolutely correct. This is the time that we need to understand what is to be requirement in the world, and we need to train the people. Even yoga shikshak, even also we can make the courses for yoga shikshak. There is a huge demand in the world. So you are absolutely correct. We are trying for that, but we need to accelerate the speed, and that is to be the futuristic need of the world. You are absolutely correct. I will try my level best how to increase the speed for that.
And Nitinji, we have a wonderful couple of very successful models. We have a program for vocational training in Ranchi, where we have 1-year accelerated A&M nursing program. And that has been targeted to tribal girls from the Ranchi area. And that program, again, we are looking at a great model along with number of other initiatives.
One thing I will tell you, the Wheel Global Foundation as a think tank, can you make a futuristic vision? Which type of skill we need the people? What will be the syllabus? How we are going to change them? And if you give me your suggestion with your international knowledge and your expertise, I will take it to the ministry, the concerning ministry, and tell them to formulate the policy to take this type of projects, because here we can create more employment potential in the country and we'll get the opportunity. If you can work for that, please send it to me. I will work on that.
We'll definitely take it up on that. Thank you very much for really giving us the challenge. Let me request one final question. Dr. Rasha has raised his hand a while ago. Dr. Rasha is chair of our Health Council, one of the most senior cardiologists and passionate about social impact and giving. Dr. Rasha, brief question, please.
Namaste, Gadkari ji. Your one phone call helped us to transport 350 oxygen concentrator. Kunal helped me to do that during pandemic. So we want to thank you. We need more than a question. We need your help and guidance to bring healthcare delivery to the end mile, to the last, at the doorstep of villager, which has been a challenge. And of course, in-person healthcare is not always possible because there are no doctors or healthcare providers in the villages. So the telehealth has been a great means which we realized during pandemic. We put in 300 sites in 7 states where there is no healthcare access or availability. We want to expand to 10,000 sites, as our chairman of this conference said. We need that infrastructure. We need your guidance. We need the availability of internet, availability of place, and we can create at least 1 or 2 jobs in each village who we can teach them to just get the basic information into the software and connect with the remote doctor, connecting with the primary health center doctor, or through eSanjeevani. I've been working with Dr. Sood, the head of the eSanjeevani. If we can get them to allow integration in our NGO's platform, then we can provide free medical services and reduce the cost of it to the villagers. That's our goal and our mission, at least in next 3 years, to create 10,000 such sites, which can serve 20 to 25 million patients every year, and at a very nominal cost of maybe 20 or 25 rupees if we provide all this infrastructure. And at the same time, we'll create jobs.
I understand your thing. It is very important. This is the need of the country. In my NGO, we are just starting the building work. We are getting the CT scan, MRI, and pathology laboratory of international standard in donation. And we are giving now the MRI. The present rate in India is 12 to 15,000 rupees. We will give in 800 rupees. Then CT scan with 600 rupees. Dialysis with 300 rupees. And pathology test where they are charging 8,000 to 10,000 in 200 rupees. So a lot of people are doing this type of jobs as NGOs. And now one of the big thing which I want to tell you, when I was in MSME minister, we have started our MSME device park in Visakhapatnam. They have an export of 40,000 crore. Their turnover is 40,000 crore. They are making a lot of medical devices. So my suggestion is now only one thing which we need, where I will request you from a core of my heart. The cancer is a big problem. If USA, if you have any cancer detection system preliminary, it can be helpful and it can save the life of the people. And if you can start and giving help to the people, particularly detection of cancer, then it will be a great thing. Here, India is lacking. Lot of people are facing crucial problem because of the cancer. The number is every time going to increase, and there it is to be needed. But as far as you are telling, you are absolutely correct. Whenever you are in India, you tell me, this is not my ministry, neither I'm related with it, but you give me your inputs. I will try to help you and how to change the policy and how to formulate the policy as far to get the good treatment, medical treatment for the poor people. I will try and I will help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for the cancer, we have 2 cancer specialists from NIH who are actually doing the early cancer screening in Varanasi. And we can expand that program by simple technique using the existing system that we are putting it in villages. And we'll be very happy to do that and expand it to
Please send me the detection system if you have. Please send me details to Amol Birazdar. Take
I
his
will do
phone.
that.
I am keenly interested to work with the organization because I'm already working in that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Namaste.
Nitin ji, you're pointing out amazing the cost scale that is huge, and we are launching an initiative called NGO Collaboration Portal to replicate these amazing achievements by different NGOs all over the country, because we miss frequently we miss the replication opportunity. So we will be looking forward to learning from those amazing cost achievements you called out. Thank you so much, and again, thanks for giving time today.
I need to once.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
So with that, we will have opportunity given. We have about 25 plus experts from different portions of Wheels leadership team, as well as the Pan IIT leadership team. We would be happy to take a few questions from the audience if the panel members are willing to stay for a few minutes. We received a number of questions from the audience and would love to see if we can have some comments from some of our own experts, including Ron Gupta, who has been deeply associated with infrastructure. We have DC Agarwal, who has spent more than 3 decades in New York, New Jersey infrastructure space. So if all of you are able to stay for another 5 minutes, I can take 1 or 2 questions from the audience.